Hello, good evening, welcome back to the channel. Yes, this is some replay footage of beamNG.drive. This is the downhill challenge in the modified type Volkswagen Beetles. And I tell you now, this challenge is tough. It's taken me a few runs to get this good run out of the bag. Now, beamNG.drive, I picked this up coming up, I think, about 3.5 years ago. And considering the epic poor performance I had on my old AMD GPU, it really has come a long way. Look at this Ultra HD graphics that you're seeing in front of you. Yes, it's not perfect, it is still early access. You've got parts of the scenery popping in and out. There are still issues, but the reason I keep coming back to beamNG.drive is because it owns its own place in the simulation market. No other sim racing title on the market comes near it to its crash physics or even its simulation physics, I think. Although they're soft physics, the core of what a simulator should be is there. Unfortunately, and this is what really sort of puts me off beamNG other than sort of messing about and crashing cars, is the force feedback and the feel through the wheel. That's really not there compared to other sim racing titles. But whoa, stand up, take a look at beamNG. Is there any sim racing simulator on the market that has crash physics like that? And these are all physics that are calculated and worked out. Every crash is different, every crash is unique, and all the damage is specific to the impact. There is no sim racing title on the market that even comes close to the damage level on this. And this is why sim racers are keeping a keen eye on beamNG, because if you watch this footage here in the background, you can see that the underlying physics are there. Unfortunately, it just does not translate through the wheel. And my issue with beamNG, did you see that bit of debris flicking up and bouncing? Hear it bouncing off the car. They've got it all, but my issue with beamNG is that the brakes aren't right. With my Logitech G27 wheel, even though the brake pedal is calibrated correctly, if you get any more over more than 30% of brakes, you're locking the wheels. There's no ABS on it and it's locking all the tyres, and it makes the physics of the car feel much like that sort of 70s stock American stock car that we just raced. It makes all the cars feel the same, and it's that side of the physics that lets beamNG down. But I'm probably going to sound quite contradictory, because when you watch the replays, the simulator is right. From the replays, things look like they should do. So this car here, it's not an Audi RS3, but it reminds me of it. It's an all-wheel drive, small hatchback, 400 brake horsepower, and watching it on the replays really do capture the speed, and they do capture the all-wheel drive. You'll see that in a bit of footage in a minute. I'll come across that. So the core, as I mentioned, the core of the simulation is there, but the braking, oh, that's nasty. Look at the damage here. It's just it's just paralleled into a wall. And look at all the damage on the side. Everything else is all right. The window's gone. That door's out of frame. It's open. It's like it hasn't broke the back window. The crash physics in this, and that launch sounded like an all-wheel drive launch. And this is what I find frustrating about beamNG. The feeling through the wheel and the brakes are not right. It's just not right, and you can see that the core physics of the simulator are there. If that could be sorted out, and the level of grip on, say, the sandy surfaces that the car digs into, deformation of surface, tyre, the tyre physics were a little better rather than feeling like that 60 sports car. You know, something like this is ultra stiff. It's got a small amount of body roll, but it's got more grip, but it doesn't at times, just doesn't feel like that. And if that can get sorted, if the team at beamNG can sort the force feedback and the feeling through the wheel, this is a real... I mean, just watch how that swung round and squats, the rear end squats and goes off. That is indicative of an all-wheel drive car, but the brake snatching is not. It's not. Modern cars do not snatch the brakes and lock the tyres like that. It's just, it's not right. I'm so hoping the beamNG team can resolve these issues, because even the slide across the grass then looked right. It got momentum, it's hit the wall, but it still kept going and slid to a stop. And once again, taking a look at the damage, it's the Sim's USP, but there is lurking underneath an off-road and on circuit racing simulator. It's just in there waiting to be fully unlocked. And I know it wouldn't happen. There's a small team. This is their work. They're making their own mark on the market. But if there could be some collaboration between the Sim Racing Studios and the beamNG team, imagine the simulator that could come out of this. And as a simulator fan, a sim racing fan, I just crave the simulation to have real world physics, real tyre physics, real surface physics, real degradation of surface, different surfaces, the slip angles. We want real life in a racing game, but even better, and I understand people have asked for VR with beamNG, and it being a small team, they're working on other things, and to implement VR, they've got to change this. That's just a quick point of good all-wheel drive physics. They would have to change their game engine. But guys, the Omniverse is coming, the Metaverse is coming, gaming will be moving to VR. Nvidia's already creating an artificial world, and I honestly think in the future this is where racing simulators are going to live. And Nvidia, why not help these guys out? Purchase this, work on this. This is the future of sim racing. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I will be back soon with another video to come. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Peace out.